What's up, everyone? I'm kind of behind on this, but with Peninsula being released in the US later this year, I figured it was time to finally watch the movie that started it all. For a while, Train to Busan was a movie that I was always hearing about, but never actually got around to watching. With it being on Netflix, nothing was stopping me from finally checking it out. Now that I've finally seen it, I can without a doubt say it is one of the best zombie movies I have ever seen. Zombies were never a huge draw for me. The zombie genre has had a lot of ups and downs in the last years, but this movie was a breath of fresh air. So what makes Train to Busan great? I'm narrowing it down to 5 things: the characters, the storytelling, the action, the emotion, and the themes. I will be going a little more into detail and will be getting into spoilers, so beware if you have not watched this movie. This is your spoiler warning. Alright, now that that's out of the way, let's get to it. So first, characters. The characterization in this movie is top notch. Every character feels fully fleshed out. From Seok-woo to Soo-won to Yeon-suk, you understand where each character is coming from through subtle exposition. On top of that, these characters are actually smart. They have creative solutions to get out of several insane situations. The conflicts are super realistic. Not that there's been an actual zombie apocalypse, it's just that it makes sense in the context of this movie. Lastly, you actually see how these characters grow as a result of their circumstances. Seok-woo goes from being an out-of-touch, selfish father to a selfless, compassionate hero who ultimately sacrifices himself to save his daughter and a woman he met earlier that day. Next up, the storytelling. This movie does a great job of doing more showing than telling. As an audience, we discover things about the zombies along with the characters. The rules of these zombies are pretty straightforward, and that's okay. You get bit, you turn. If they see you, they attack. One of my favorite scenes is when the train is going through a tunnel and the characters discover that the zombies are immobilized in the dark. This is also a very character-driven movie, no pun intended. At the heart of the story is the father-daughter relationship between Seok-woo and Soo-won. You care about these two, you get nervous when you see one or both of them in danger. The writing, performances, and direction culminate in an insane, action-packed, and heartbreaking narrative. That leads me to the next thing: action. Train to Busan has amazing action sequences that are both stressful and exciting. Watching characters trying to avoid these zombies that have super speed leaves you on the edge of your seat. Although the action sequences are big spectacles, you can still see and comprehend everything happening on screen. One of my favorite things about zombie movies is seeing all the creative weapons the characters come up with to defend themselves. Train to Busan does not disappoint in that department. On top of that, there's some pretty solid CGI that doesn't take you out of the experience. Now, what would all this be without emotion? Train to Busan not only gets you to understand these characters, but you actually care what happens to them. Well, not all of them. Of course, we have Seok-woo and Soo-won, a father and daughter trying to reach the mother safely, but there's also a lot of side characters and secondary relationships that we're really invested in. For example, we have the relationship between Young-guk and Jin-hee, 2 teenagers who watch their friends and teammates brutally murdered before their eyes. Their relationship is both heartwarming and tragic. At first, Sang-hwa seems like he's going to be a jerk, but as you peel back the layers, you see that he is an honorable guy, which makes it that much more of a gut punch when you see him sacrifice himself. By the way, that one hurted. On the other end of the spectrum, they're able to make you hate characters like Yeon-suk. Although his approach to keeping alive makes sense, you still hate his guts because you see him putting the characters we actually care about in more danger. A lot of horror movie characters tend to be disposable, but Train to Busan gives us characters we can actually get behind and root for. Last but certainly not least, Train to Busan is a thematically rich horror movie. This movie did a great job of exploring the ethics and morality. While most characters treat this situation as every man for himself, Soo-won is a character who believes that they should help as many people as they can. At the beginning of the movie, her father is the opposite. Seok-woo is only concerned about using his connections to get he and Soo-won out of the situation, even if it means leaving everyone else behind to die. This scene in Daejeon Station really demonstrates these two ideologies going head to head. Seok-woo has intel on a safer route to escape the zombies, but he doesn't tell everyone else. As Seok-woo and Soo-won are escaping, Soo-won tries to convince him to go back to tell the others who are essentially walking into a trap. But as the movie goes on, you see Seok-woo becoming more empathetic and rise to be one of the heroes of the story. In the case of Yeon-suk, you see him doubling down on being a terrible person who's only looking out for himself. His mindset ultimately comes back to bite him in the ass, but unfortunately, he drags Seok-woo down with him. Ultimately, Train to Busan is what I want in a horror movie. Great characters, crazy action, edge of your seat suspense, and a lot of heart. Train to Busan, for sure, is a top tier zombie movie. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. This is my first attempt at doing a video essay type of thing. I hope you all enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought down in the comments. Let me know if you want to see more stuff like this. It would be greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.